Hello, everybody. Welcome on in to Out of Combat, the podcast that happens right after our streams. And my name is Moves Like Jagger. I play Azric for Campaign 2. I'm joined by Mac and Cheese, please, who plays Taj, and Kid Kerrigan, who also plays the wonderful, lovable Cooter.
Oh, yeah, let's talk about that.
About
Hey.
cooters or what? No. That's a different podcast.
Oh, jeez. But
We
episode
stole
9,
a ship,
we did it.
dude.
I
mean,
I
wait.
didn't think that was going to happen. What?
Why is the hood
Cooter's upset about it. You guys can celebrate.
Oh.
She's just in her shell, shuddering, shaking, and living through trauma, reliving trauma, even.
Day after day with us, kind of.
I don't know. I don't know why it happens, but every time Cooter panic vomits, someone dies. It's like very consistent.
I'll
And
be
when she
honest,
tries to
I didn't
do
know Ray of
something-
Sickness was that strong.
It's not, unless it's an accident. That's the thing. She tries really hard and it fails, and then she doesn't try at all, and someone gets like obliterated, just
With
incinerated.
acid.
Poor Edmund, man. I don't poor that guy.
But
think
you guys
because of
actually
you, though,
carried.
I think because of you, next time I make a character, I'm going to take Ray of Sickness.
So powerful.
It's so It's so like underestimated.
It really is.
I didn't think we were gonna get the ship that fast. That it all kind of just happened in lightning speed.
It was such a slow burn to get there too. Like there was
That's
stuff
true.
happening, but I think you guys were talking about it for so long
We
that we
were.
didn't anticipate that we would actually just do it in like one session.
No, I definitely thought that we were going to fail or that Max was going to pull something up his sleeve. And like, I really anticipated us not working out or like fighting and having to run and like being on the run is like how I saw this ending.
Yeah, I think we burned one island already, and then I was afraid that we're gonna burn another island. I mean, there's a bunch of other islands and city states, but I didn't want to be like, oh man, we're making enemies so fast that it'll be kind of hard for us just to travel in an adventure because we're always
Yep.
being in a constant state of chase. So hopefully the plan worked, and our characters were not a part of this whole ship heist, and it was all Captain Julius Buttons and
Well-
his crew.
And that's why I think we should like maybe take the rowboat or like some way get Hayden and Emmy was still alive or Cooter was still alive.
Yeah, Hayden and Cooter.
So Hayden and Cooter should go to the pre-sky and tell them what happened so they can send a bigger ship to go get them. That way it completely alleviates us from the problem. You know,
And
that's what I
also-
think.
We want to see our brothers again. So, you know, I felt a little bit like I was like, no, are we leaving them? Because when we first meet, like the new, like the geologist crew, the people that we were doing the escort for, I was like, I love them so much, except for the big scary dude. He's just a big scary dude. But like, I was so hoping to do more with them, and Kuda was so excited to go to do the task with them, and she's like, no, and then she like kills another man. It's just so disappointing.
Kills another man, just casually throws that in there.
Just reliving the same trauma over and over again.
Over and over again. But I think it's promising because the way that you guys executed it, I say you guys because Kuda was just along for the ride, really.
It's like, I can't see.
Yeah, she literally. So if you saw on this stream and you could see like the whole boat, on my screen, what I could see as the character was like one little lamp with like half of Azric.
Same.
A
Yeah.
little lamp, and she's just like,
Yeah, I couldn't see
Hell.
anything either. But that's why I was like, am I next to him? I'm following him. Wherever he is where I'm at. Because I couldn't see either.
I was panicking because I didn't think the plan was gonna work, and like
Mm-mm.
Azric is, now that he is in a position of power and the captain, he is definitely having like a crisis internally. Like he has what's it called? Imposter syndrome.
Imposter syndrome.
He doesn't think he can do this, and I think this helped Azric a lot that we were successful, and I think it's definitely a big confident boost for Azric because lately, I like the way I've been role playing. He seems kind of like not confident, kind of lost, and not sure that he's up to the challenge.
I wonder though, then, if Azric starts getting a little cocky in his position, how Hayden will start reacting to that.
Oh, yeah.
Because I think it'll make him start feeling a little bit like excluded because you guys are so close as well, because Taj and Azric are so close. And if Azric suddenly starts like getting a little bit of that ego boost and like feeling a little good, it'll be interesting to see where the cards kind of fall moving forward, I guess.
It's a lot of layers too, because I think Cooter and Emmy definitely make jobs a lot more difficult for the way Taj and Azric want to do things. Like, yeah, let's just murder the whole crew and take the ship.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, we're like, well, we kind of need them. I guess we'll try to do it their way. And if there's casualties. But I think it makes the dynamic very interesting because we had to kind of like tippy toe for the two characters who aren't about this lifestyle or the illusion that Emmy has of what being a pirate is because she read books and adventures as to what it is in reality.
Can I say, though, that I like that Azric is almost protecting Emmy a little bit? Like, because, like, Taj really wants to be, like, it's like that character with, like, a cigarette. She's like, you gotta listen here, kid. You know? Like, that's not
all
how
jaded.
it is. But, like, Azric is very much like, sure, whatever you think, you know, and like protecting her from like Taj's reality. Like, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm trying to hold on to that for a little while because I think there's going to be a session where there's going to be a rude awakening to Emmy that everything she read is not the way it is, and Azric's gonna have to like lose it on Emmy. You know, like this is what it means to be a pirate. This is what you signed up for. You know,
this is what it is, kid. Like,
yeah.
But I'm interested to see the character development between like Emmy and Cooter's characters, where like the rest of us are kind of like chaotic, maybe just neutral, like chaotic good, like chaotic bad. You know, just like we are all like feeling more on the chaotic side, where we're just like, this is our life. Like, we're going to do what we're going to do. And how maybe they push us more into the lawful. Like every episode, we're getting more and more like, maybe we should have boundaries. Like,
or you guys start pushing us into the
category and then out of necessity. Like the lines are blurred.
Yeah.
That is interesting because it's either some side is going to conform to the other, or do the characters part ways because like they didn't sign up for this, you know?
I'm
not to say
maybe
that
that's
we're
like the very end, like 2 years later, we're just like, I can't do this anymore. Like, or maybe like, so like bringing it in like an IRL thing into D&D, there's like a quote from someone on the internet that may or may not be true, you know, but like they say that your personality takes on the 5 people that you are closest to. So, and that's why you change over time as a human, because you're constantly changing who your 5 closest people you talk to every day is. And so it'll be interesting to see how like our little group changes as a person over time. And like, we all just kind of meld and like, we're good and we're bad, you know, like regular humans are good and bad. I don't think anyone is just pure delight, you know.
Ron, hello.
It's true. Who's Ron?
No. I'm curious, you know, how is Cooter gonna kind of ebb and flow with like the current group dynamic, and we're kind of doing bad stuff right now.
It's there's also like she's been around for so long that I feel like it's hard to just sit down and know what the past 200 years of her life was. Like, even just as a player, you're just like,
Yeah.
that's a big backstory
Lot.
of like very specific things. And like, how do you remember all of, like, I can't even, my COVID brain fog is still affecting me to this day. It's really hard for me to focus, let alone. And the fact that she's observant, my character is supposed to remember literally every single tiny detail that the DM tells us for the past 30 days. And I'm like,
I don't even know what I ate for lunch.
Dang.
yeah, exactly. So I feel like even our backstories kind of mold just as we find opportunities to. That's another reason I was so excited for Brother Zaddy. I'm going to call him Brother Zaddy because that's just his name now. Because he's the only character that we've come in contact with who's older than Cooter is. So he would have seen similar things or known of similar things going on in the world. So I really, 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 really want to like somehow get back to re-interacting with them. Like, even if it's in like ages from now, if we manage to come in contact with them again to see if we can dig a bit deeper into the history of the world.
Yeah, I can see us like maybe like months down the line, we run into him again and they're like, oh my God, it's you. Like, I thought they killed you off. And they're like, no, I escaped. I got away. But like that begs the question too, is that they think that Azric and Taj are dead. So does this mean every time we're in a new town, we have to change shape? Or could we say that like, oh, like they stabbed us, but we swam to shore, or we like someone picked us up, or I don't know, you know, like
could have found us and we were close to death and she spared all of our dyings.
I think because Azric has very high social skills and we're probably both really good at lying, so we could just make up a story that's believable. I mean, that's all. Of course, it's all up to the dice roll, but they're like, yeah, we were left for dead and we survived somehow, and now we're trying to get revenge on this nefarious Captain Julius Buttons.
We have been told specifically that we can try to explain that away on several occasions.
Oh yeah.
So I'm pretty sure we'll be able to like find a way to even change the story each time.
You know, it's like every time like your uncle tells a story and it gets a little bit more different and you're like, what even is the story anymore? It's just this, it's its own
like
story.
Telephone, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
But then the captain didn't know our crew. They just knew us for a day, so they don't really
right.
If they saw us again, maybe they'll recognize us. I don't know.
And I made a point when on the ship not to talk to anybody so that they didn't get to like know who I was or like remember details about me. So, but that's another thing that I wanted to like bring up when we board or like got to land and there were those dinosaur bird looking things. Honestly, that is the first fight in my years of playing D&D that I have never fought. Because I looked at my inventory and I was like, oh yeah, like I have a crossbow as like weapons, but I'm like, wait, that's just what I'm proficient in. I have a quarterstaff. I don't have a crossbow. So I couldn't do anything but magic.
I could have given you mine, but I sold it.
I didn't even think about it because as a player, I don't like playing with weapons. I'm like a pew pew with magic kind of person. And so like, I don't even know why I have a quarterstaff. This is what like players start with, you know? And so I thought that was interesting for myself to kind of like almost have to sit back and watch. And I wanted to make it to the tree line to like shoot magic from afar. But then after the fight, Max was like, you know, they would have known. And I'm like, but I would have been covered by the trees. Like,
but you were the only one who went into the trees.
Well, I could have been like, where did that magic come from?
It could, if you Decept was high enough, then possible. But I think this specific setting, because we're renegade, like all three of us are arcane casters, and all three of us are not registered, so it kind of forces us to grow as players, like in combat wise and RP wise, because like I was like, yeah, what do you mean I can't Eldritch Blast? So I'm like throwing a spear that I can't do damage with and shooting a crossbow because I have to reload it. I'm not gonna waste a turn reloading, so I think it's gonna force us to be better players.
Well, and then when Max was like, well, you have your own like way to explain it or whatever, my like backup, because we were all given like, this is what your role is. And my role was the deck wizard. So like, if the deck wizard is literally my role, then like, bro, I could do magic. Like, you're not going to make a deck wizard like a random person, So I was going to be like, well, of course I can do magic, or like whatever, like I'm the deck wizard. So like, stop questioning me. Kiss my hand. I don't know.
I think because we were pretending to not be pirates, and we're dealing with people who, like, this particular island is very by the books, very lawyer type. Like, we had to sign a giant contract to do jobs, right? So, but now that we have our own ship and we're pirates, so we can do whatever we want. Yeah.
Wow, the world is our oyster. So, okay, so where do you guys want to go next? Like in your ideal like canon for your character, like what's next now that we can do whatever we want?
Oh, but I don't want to give it away.
Oh, don't give it away.
You want research, right?
If it's
she does.
If it's lore and story, don't give it away.
Do you guys know where Cooter's from?
Nope.
We don't know anything about Cooter. Like, so in all of our like other secret,
I'm wiggling
like,
around
out of combat, like we think Cooter is more than Cooter is telling us. Like, there's something going on with Cooter, and all of us agree, and we all been meaning to talk to you about it, but we've never had like the opportunity to like corner you and be like, tell us your secrets. Like, who are you?
Because you always make Cooter knock out at the end of camp. You're like, oh yeah, Cooter is like,
and we're just like,
I always wake her up and like ask her a question. She just passes out because she's old,
because she's old.
So
she's an old lass, so she needs her sleep.
Yeah. Max told me about this pirate port or pirate island that we can go to.
Same.
So I think what Azric wants to do is take the ship there. That way we can change the name of the ship, paint it a different color,
get it repainted, get new flags, get new everything.
Sail. That's a good point. We need to have a flag now. I don't know. Has anyone a good seamstress to make a what's our flag look like? Yeah.
Oh yeah, because you're an artificer, right?
She'll do some modifications. Make our
maybe it gives us some sort of bonus. I don't know.
Make our big Taj shaped. What was someone saying for the front of the boat?
Oh yeah. We have to change that too, because right now it's the fire goddess. We need to change the figurehead on the. Yeah,
that's right, the figurehead. And someone was like, "Make it Taj."
Ooh, love that. No, I think that's a great idea to go there, because like that's the kind of place like I would envision would have the resources to do it all. Like I almost envision like in Guardians of the Galaxy, like that one planet that's just like a bunch of like misfits and they're all like doing their odd jobs.
Nowhere,
yeah. It kind of feels like that,
I am concerned we don't have enough money to do all of that. Maybe we should have done this job and then, because then we would have got a lot more gold, but
we can at least suss it out, right?
Yeah. We don't know what's in the chest either that Hayden couldn't open, so.
Oh, yeah. And maybe we could like do a job or two, like leave the boat parked. Because if it's a secret island, they don't know about it, So.
But then we're dealing with other pirates, though.
Yeah.
So we gotta be careful about that.
The other thing too, and I think of, so my like future brain, my me brain right now is thinking about this, is like, well, is there like some sort of GPS tracker on the boat? Like, does that exist in like magical worlds where like police like bug like a car and then like they know where it is,
It's possible.
So
I think
we don't know that.
Hopefully Max doesn't listen to this podcast and Give them
Maybe
ideas.
we should
Hopefully it
detect
doesn't edit
magic
it or
next
anything.
week.
But yeah, maybe when we go to the island, we have someone like look at it, like detect magic the boat, you know.
I do have that. I can do that.
That's a good
And I
idea.
don't know if there's any other spells like that might come up as well. Like I don't know if detect magic is like things that are enchanted or like protected by spells will also show up.
I think it will, unless it's like an artifact that prevents that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm excited for next week. I'm sorry you're gonna be gone, Mac.
Oh yeah, guys, I'm going to Puerto Rico, so I won't be here for our first pirate adventure. Oh my god!
I know.
We'll just stall for the day. It's fine.
Yeah, Taj will be like sunbathing on the boat all day. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, thank you for listening and hanging out, or if you're on YouTube watching this. We did reach our 3,000 hours watched milestone, on to 4,000, so we can do all the cool monetizing and all this stuff. So all that goes back into the stream and the cool maps and music and soundtrack and all that good stuff. So thank you everybody for listening, and we'll catch you next time. See ya.
Bye.